Well, I'm walking 2 to 3 miles every 3 or 4 days, and I say that I'm living my life. I live my life until I live my life eternally. So that's just basically it.
Write that down. Say that again. Write that down. That's huge. Make sure somebody writes that down for me. Say that again.
So I live my life until I live my life eternally. As a little girl, I always believed that when it was my time to go, it was my time to go. So I've had this belief system for a long time. I mean, I used to get set in a corner because people would have died, and I'm like, but they're right there, Mom, you know? So I would, like, why is everybody so sad, you know? So I've had this impression that life is eternal for, for most of my life, you know? So, and I did some very specific things. The first thing is I have a crew. I call them the crew. And there's 4 women and 1 guy. The 1 guy is very, very important. What I will be speaking on is creating circles of consciousness and to formulate your own crew and to do the work, whether it's spiritual, be prepared. You know, where's the will? Where's the, what do you call those things? Power of attorneys, whatever you call it, medical power of attorney. Get all of that stuff set, but we don't do this spiritually. So when the doctor came in the room, and I can't lift up my arm, you know, the crew was there. Oh no, you can't do, she is not going to, she does not want you to do that. So I had a crew, and what I'm finding is, it was synchronistic. Man, you want to see God in action? I mean, they weren't even talking. I had arranged for a therapist because I was the least, probably voted the least likely that who would be in this position out of the group, right? And they were like, they would just, this one would come, that one would go. They never talk to each other, you know, to make arrangements. That's God. That's people. That is spirit. Whatever your belief system is, that is spirit in action. And then they could say, no, she's not going to want that to happen. No, this is her belief system. My guidance had said nobody can work on me, right? Well, I had taught the crew, okay, there's ways to get around that. You know, so they would just, you can work on the situation and not the person, right? So they had all of this. So, I mean, for those 5 or 6 weeks, I thought I wouldn't eat the food. This was a really funny story. I wasn't eating the food, okay, hospital food. And everything's white. I'd say white is not a food group. So it needs to be yellow or purple or red, green, you know. And I would refuse the food. And I'm already weak, and I'm, losing weight pretty rapidly. And so I remember I had sent breakfast back, and I had sent lunch back, and I was sitting there, and I was like, oh, Mercedes, you might have made a mistake, you're really hungry, you know. And in come my neighbors with 2 grocery bags full of food. That's God in action. Okay? So even when you're in this shape, okay, this really weakened physical condition, I'm not saying that miracles can't happen, but when you have a spiritual lifestyle, the spirituality of cancer, when you have a spiritual lifestyle, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. I mean, that's one of the lessons of this journey that I've been on. Oh, thou art for out thee, da-da-da-da-da-da, okay, bless me, and it's done. I look in the mirror and say, bless me. That's all you need. God doesn't need a whole lot of things, and we're sitting in the prayer. So I'm not asking God for help. I'm just being in conscious communion with God and allowing that infinite mind, matter, spirit, heart, love, blessings to just flow into me, and I don't define it. I can't define it. I don't know. I'm here today. I didn't define this. Thank you. But I'm here today. Somebody said to me on Thursday, what's today? Friday. So, yeah. Yesterday, I'm in a counseling session, and the lady says, you're doing really great things. Now we need you to do this, and here I am today. Literally. That's spirit in action. And we all have the ability to connect into that consciousness, that life force. And we have the ability, and we're losing it. We're losing it because, like the gentleman said before, you know, we're on television. We're losing it because we're not touching a tree. We're losing it because we just don't look up into the sky and say, look at how wonderful that blue is in that sky today, and take the 30 seconds. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. It really doesn't.
I think you've learned to live in that moment, and what I'm loving, what I'm hearing from your story, you're not living in fear.
No.
That's amazing. Do you hear that? I mean, there's not that fear. And so many people live in so many fears that are so much less than what you're going through, and they make so much more out of it. So what would you say? What would you say to someone even listening here? What would you say to them about, like, how could they get out of that fear?
I'm just gathering, process, you know, going through my journals now. So I've identified 4 things right now that I'm writing about and actually doing a series of informal videos on. The first is the will to die, that there is an inherent, innate system in your body that you can activate, consciously activate yourself to will yourself to die. It is subconscious. You flip those switches. You can sit there and say, I'm doing my energy work, I've changed my diet, I'm doing all this stuff, why am I not getting better? It's because somewhere along the line, I can tell you the exact moment, this whole other story too long for you, but I can tell you the exact moment I flipped my switch. And can't, you know, and it was 2012, and then a little before 2012, and then the lump showed up right around that time. And
Dr. Lance said that today, when you were telling the story, you can remember that exact moment where you stood, what happened. And I bet we all can think of those kind of moments in our life that are just defining, like something just changes everything.
So there's the will to die, there's the fear of dying, okay? And that looks way different for every single person in this room. I bet you if you said, what is your fear of dying, or why would you be afraid to die, it would look differently for everyone. And the fear of dying can be anything from I want to live for my children, what's going to happen to my children, to what is the process actually going to look like? Is it going to be painful? You know, in my case, I made some very conscious decisions. I'm not going to get cut up in 25 different pieces on my way out of here. It just is not going to happen.
Yep. We're
going to deal with it. We're going to deal with whatever comes up in the most responsible way possible, but I'm not going to sit here worrying about what this particular imbalance looks like for the medical system. What does this imbalance look like for me? Where am I personally imbalanced? What do I want to shift, change? I don't want to say I haven't had any fear, but when it comes up, I've had ways to deal with it.
I want to say, to me, it's not what they need to learn from you, it's what you need to teach them. Because they want to just do whatever science wants them to do.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a great story. You're not giving into that, right? I mean, you can say.
Yep.
So the worst three days of my month is when I'm getting prepared to go to the doctor, because I have to go into the system, and then I have to hold my conviction and my belief system as I go in for my monthly doctor's visit. You know, those are really the worst 3. And I'm 18 months in at this point, and I'm still having to sort of, okay, got to go get the blood test. You know, got to go 2 days later, I'm going to go to the doctor. What is he going to say? That period of time, and then I make all my adjustments to get myself back on track, you know. But,
and what are they? Can you share that? I'm curious what your adjustments are. How do you prepare yourself for something like that?
Well, there's a few things. The crew. you know, there ain't a damn thing wrong with you. Get up. So the crew,
That's like Ollie.
yeah. Get up. What are you doing? I was crying one day. The hospital bed is in my living room. The shower's on the second floor. The bathroom's on the second floor. And they were afraid for me to walk up the stairs because I could bring something. And my sister calls me one day and I'm crying. You know, I haven't cried. I'm literally crying, like, yeah! Like ugly cry. And she's like, what's wrong with you? You know, what is wrong with you? And I said, there's 12 steps between me and a hot shower. There's not a damn thing wrong with you. Get up those stairs, you know. That's how so that's my support team. I don't get any,
You don't give you any sympathy.
Yeah.
Did you ask for that? Did you ask for that from them? Or
no,
they showed up?
Because you know what's happened, and what they told me after. I had to learn to accept love. That's been a big lesson. I have given these ladies and this gentleman a lot of love over time that I didn't consider giving them love. It's just what I do. And so what ended up happening was I'm laying in the bed like this, and we're, you know, are you staying or you going? You staying or you going? We're going to support you either way. You stay. What are you doing? You know? And then afterwards, they were saying things like, you're taking the hit of cancer for us. We're learning so much about this, and you've shown us so many things, and now we're getting to apply it. And I had to learn to literally just lay there and accept it. Like, I couldn't argue with them. I am necessarily like, no, you don't have to do that. What are the things we say or put ourselves through? Oh, no, I got this. You know, I couldn't do any of that. I couldn't even argue with them. I couldn't argue with them. So, what did I say? Okay, so the will to die, the fear of dying, the fear of living. Okay, that's the big one. That is the biggie. I was miserable before cancer. And so I flipped that will to die switch. Won't go into the reasons, there was a lot of them. Nobody would have looked at me and thought, you know, Mercedes is pretty happening and she's out there, and, you know, most people don't understand I'm an introvert, you know, so. And so here it is now, I'm trying to understand how to live. And I'm going through a little bit of that right now because financially this has been, I don't know what the spiritual term is, I'm just going to say it flat out. It's been devastating financially, you know. Everything has shown up. I have wanted for nothing, and I want to make that clear. If I've needed it, it's shown up. Okay, $10,000 a month medicine has shown up. All right, just to give you an example. What does my life look like? I'm an artist who doesn't display her art, but somehow ended up in a gallery 2 years ago. You know, all of these kinds of things. So there's been all of this synergy. So what does my life look like going forward? And so we look at it from the business perspective of, do I want to do one-on-one clients? Do I want to do retreats? Do I want to do all this stuff? And so people are saying, what do you want to do? And I said, well, live would be a good thing. You know? If I could just like be here, you know, if I could just be here now, you know, just be here now, be consistent. Don't get myself too far out there that I get so committed into something that I may get too tired to deliver. You know, so what does all of these things look like? So I have a real fear of getting too much on my plate and getting too committed to things, and then, you know, oh, and the big one, I know there's other people in this room because I've talked with you, but what happens if that sucker comes back?
Right.
And then what? And that's another big piece and chunk that's to be managed. And then the last piece is the will to live. And that's what you're seeing now. Like, I'm smiling. I'm here. So I'm kind of in the phase of will to live. I think that I can't check it off completely, you know, but will to live, feeling the sunlight, oh my gosh, the sunlight on my bald head. Oh God, it's wonderful. And then will to die stage. I couldn't even lift up my head, my arm, get out of bed. It's not depression, way different than depression. Okay, well, I don't know, I'm not that was not an official thing from like a therapist person. But, you know, just no sort of giddy up and go, and, you know, well, it either get done or not. Now I'm willing to be able to step through some of the mud to get to the other side. So the will to die, the fear of dying, the fear of living, and the will to live.
Awesome.
Those are amazing.
I don't know. Coming here, I wrote out all of the different things. I have been gifted life, and that has come through what my guidance is saying, radiant soul balancing. So I'm working with that, radiant soul balancing. I've got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful series of photographs. I'm going to show you before we leave. That was gifted to me. I went to get a headshot. It's 5.5 hours later in a photo studio. And this lady had said to me, you know, I want you to say these words, I am beautiful. And the next thing I knew, I found a photographer and who I had a friendship with years ago, and she popped up. I've got all of these long-term friendships coming back too, which is really interesting. You're looking at a person who is a testimony to be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? Be kind and nice to everybody. The photographer, 10 years. Marsha, 12 years. And so these women are coming back, and so this photographer, I'd be happy to show you these photographs. And oh my gosh, it was a magical experience. And My Naked Truth, the Spirituality of Cancer, and the Mindfulness of Healing, we're going to do something with those photographs. I don't know if it's going to end up being a book or what, but we're going to do something with those photographs. They're just incredible. And then the Spirituality of Cancer and the Circles of Consciousness, I want to begin to teach the crew, whatever we got, y'all need it. Okay, everybody needs to come back into that innate sense of synchronicity and love for humanity, for the people in your life, for a total stranger. The nurses, let me tell you something. I don't know if you're from out of town or whatever, what you may think of Las Vegas or what the impressions are of Las Vegas. I was in UNC the day that 52 people were killed in this town. I'm on the floor that President Trump came to visit. Those people never, ever, ever missed a beat of my care that day. I haven't said this to them. I say it everywhere I speak publicly. I'm trained in crisis communication as a professional. Those people got me to the X-ray. They were smiling. They were professional. They were caring. I don't know how they did it. And it is a testament to any organization when you can have that big of a tragedy happening on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor, and I'm on the 5th, 6th, and 7th floor, and I don't even know it's happening. Okay? That is synchronicity. What my team did and what my people and my crew did with me, that's synchronicity and God in action. And we must get to the point where we can feel that innate goodness. Just the innate goodness of just being good, kind, loving people. And when we are in that space and we have that heart space open up like that, then things just happen. I don't know how to explain it. You end up on a Friday afternoon sitting in front of, 30 people on a stage, talking about stuff that's kind of been in my head and in my heart, and watching your heads go this way, which is affirmation that maybe, I should keep talking about this. In some way. And then, and feeling how I'm feeling the power and the, sorry, that's my channel. the power and the conviction. It doesn't take a lot. Bless me. Look at somebody in their eyes and say, I love you. Putting your hands to you're asking me how I got through. This is how I got through. Putting your hands to your heart and say, I love you, Mercedes, I love you. I love you, Mercedes, I love you. Your cells cannot regenerate if you don't love yourself. This is not curing cancer, it's regeneration of your body.
Amen.
It takes longer, it's deeper, it's long-lasting, it's longer lasting. If I go tomorrow, please do not look at this as failure. Please look at this as it was my time to go. Because that time is just my time.
Amen.
You know? And so that's what's next. I mean, I don't know what form it's going to take. You know, I don't feel like it's going to be a book. But I want to do the radiant soul work, and I want to do the circles of consciousness, because I just believe that it's time for us to remember our interconnectedness.
And you said you're doing a video series now?
I'm doing very informal. It's really interesting. I wake up in the morning and then I go, oh, I should go talk about that. So I get on my iPhone and get on Facebook, because it's easiest to transfer to YouTube and the website and all this other stuff. So I get in there. And so I have a spirituality and cancer group on Facebook. It's a closed group, but anybody's welcome to join. And there's, I think, 33 of us in there right now. And I've been turning people away. There's 3 questions. Very simple. Have you had an experience? If you don't have to, you can be a caregiver. And are you aware that this is a conscious, diverse, conscious community? So we're going to be using words like God and spirit and channel and regeneration and rejuvenation and renewal and those kinds of words. I just wanted you to know that before you get too far into it.
Well, it's nice you project that. You don't want the wrong people in there.
Yeah, I don't care if there's 1,000 people in there. Right now we've got 33. I turned 8 people down last week.
Yeah. Isn't it a great place to come from in your business, though, when you don't have to come from a place of desperation, and you can be very clear in what kind of clients you want to serve, and so they'll come to you because you pretty much drawn that line in the sand that this is where you are, this is what you charge, this is who you want to serve. It makes a big difference when you're in that place. So I think it's just wonderful. But, okay, so one thing that you can leave, you've said so many great nuggets. I hope you all were taking notes. One thing you can leave for the end of the day here, on top of what you already said.
I believe, I don't know the exact, that thing that you say, God never gives you anything more than you can do.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I now believe that we come in with a set of very unique to each individual keys. I believe that there are 3 soul gifts that come, and there are 3 soul growth items that we come with. When you have tapped into the gifts, they will come very, very unexpectedly in a number of different ways. When I was miserable before, I was on my knees one day. I literally, I just don't know how I'm going to get through this. And I prayed. This is back in 2012, and I prayed. Just not formal prayer. Okay, we made it. The sun came up. My eyes open. Okay, today, let's just get through today. Give me the things that I need to do to get through today. And I kept saying, I just want joy in my life. I just want joy in my life. I just want joy in my life. And I ended up going to this workshop one day, much like this, and it was an art thing, and I ended up painting. And my paintings have been in Laguna Beach, California, Santa Fe, New Mexico. I had never picked up a paintbrush before that time. that is an example of my soul's growth. My soul's gift. Our opportunity in the area of soul's growth is that we get to a place where we get these lessons over and over and over and over and over again. And what I didn't get, and I don't think we come in with the instruction manual, is that we don't anchor those gifts in, whatever the lesson is in a particular hard situation. What did I learn in that situation? Oh, I learned this is a very humbling time. I didn't anchor in humility. So then I got another opportunity, and I didn't anchor it in again. We don't anchor it in. We don't think about it. We don't take note of it and say, okay, this is the area that I grew in. Let me do more of that. So you're looking at the Mammy Whopper of lessons from my life: humility, compassion, and patience. More stories, we won't do it here. But those are my 3 lessons of growth. You can come and talk with me about it, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Or you can just go back through your life and say, that time that happened, what did I really learn? And if you've got 3 or 4 of those things and there's a recurring theme, humility, 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 patience, 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 I bet you that was one of your keys. And that's one of your things. Then when something else comes up, I will bet you, if you sit there and just say, okay, reveal to me the joy in this situation. Reveal to me the joy in this situation. And then the infinite mind, the infinite intelligence, God, your mother, your ancestor, the guy who drove you here this morning, will have some nugget of information for you that will reveal to you the joy in that situation. Now, final thing. We all come in with the 7th key. We all have it. We may have to figure the other 6 ones out, but we all come in with the 7th key. Can you guess what it is? Love. Love. Somebody say love?
Yeah.
It's love. In any situation that you have in your life as you're moving forward, if you just say, reveal to me the love in this moment. Reveal to me the love in this situation. Reveal to me the love of stage 4 cancer. Reveal to me the reason why my daughter got abused when I was away and I left her with that family. Reveal to me the way that my kids can go to university. Reveal to me love. What is the love in this situation? And when you say that, that is another way for those other 6 points, those other 6 keys to come into being. So.
Wow, that's powerful.
Welcome to the spirituality, my naked truth. Welcome to my naked truth, the spirituality of cancer and the mindfulness of healing. I guess I just did my first presentation.
And it's videos.
I have to say, you have the cutest bald head I've ever seen.
Thank you.
It's so round.
Yeah.
I love it.
You said you wanted the perfect person to speak, right?
Yeah.
Did she show up?
Yes.
Telling you. Inspiring.
Thank you. And you'll be here tomorrow, right? Okay, so you can get to know Mercedes a little better, and I appreciate it. And yes, and thank you.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you for being so vulnerable and coming out and just showing your truth. That was all true. Oh, I love that. Okay, everybody. So